B, we need to figure out what happened that stopped them from getting to the number line part. So is it something up here that they don't maybe understand? Because look how they wrote the inequalities.
Right.
So there's an inconsistency right here in how they're writing their inequalities. What you got?
I have seen this, someone is teaching this in this school system somewhere, because all of my pre-cal students wrote the inequality backwards.
Yeah, they're writing it backwards.
And all of my pre-cal students have write the inequality backwards.
Yeah, because I don't think they understand like how this is actually read. I think from when I look at it,
What they did is true, but it's outside the standard norm. So right now they're writing 6 is greater than equal to x, which is greater than equal to -1.
Right.
Normally we put the lesser value
to
on
the
the left
left.
side as we read it.
Right.
So
Legally not wrong, but that's not the norm.
right,
Right.
it's not the norm to do.
Right,
It's not
right,
wrong.
right,
It's
right.
just not what you
Not the
normally
norm,
see.
not
And you,
the
right.
and you will not
what
see
we
this
accept as
convention on a test.
mathematical things all over the world.
Right.
You won't
Yeah.
see this type of convention on a test. It would be the other way around every single time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They won't write it like that on a test. Mathematicians don't accept it.
Right.
So the misconceptions that we take from here, I'm trying to pick two because we talked about it a lot.
Okay.
The ones that we can work on immediately is notation, being
Yeah,
mathematically precise
Yeah.
and how we write our numbers.
Knowing how to read it so you can know how to
So
write
let's
it.
all write that down. The first
Precise
thing
and
is
accurate.
writing. So how can we fix that? Is that like a whole class reteach, or can we get in?
I think it will come, we need to work on it as we go through other inequalities. So we're gonna have lots of opportunities to do inequalities. It's something we can hit and highlight as we do other inequalities. I don't think it's gotta be a specific reteach time at this point in time. I think we're gonna have other opportunities to do inequalities.
Yeah, I'll add on that one. What we can do is, like, whenever we get at inequalities, as a teacher, we'll focus on it. We'll intentionally write that way and then say what the students are thinking on that one. And then it will take another 1 or 2 minutes extra time on that lesson, but that will help the students to focus on it.
Right.
Means you don't have to go back and then reteach. Okay, today's lesson objective is to figure out notation, you know.
Right.
But whatever lesson is, we can fit into that one
Exactly.
because you will use that almost in almost all chapters.
And that's exactly what I did in pre-calc. We went over the test and we talked about that particular thing. We actually brought up when we were talking about how they did on the exam. I said, I don't know where you guys came up with this concept, but let's talk about it. We need to do it this way.
Yeah.
Okay, what about the difference between a greater than 1 and 8? Because that's the second misconception.
That one is included in A.
That's gonna have to be a corrective instruction. We're gonna have to look at that as an individual basis,
Yeah.
I think, and kind of pull them out when we're doing factoring of polynomials maybe. And that way we can add the quadratics into it as like a tier 3 exercise or a corrective instruction time for those people. So we get into polynomials starting next week or the week after that, we can actually make that into one of the tier 3 activities, and pull out the spectrum instruction folks to do that one.
So our reteach strategy then is to do a small group during tier instruction. So we're going to address that misconception. The set notation, what I was thinking, you guys made a great point, it's going to come back up later, but right now, I probably can put this same problem up as bill work. Maybe, or what I would do is, I know I like to blow stuff up. I would scan this and maybe blow it up, or put it, I scan it, include in my PowerPoint and do a error analysis.
Okay. Where did the mistake?
Help the students determine where the error happened.
Okay.
So error analysis is probably what I would do. Or a student may say, hey, I wrote it a different way. Then you can have that discussion, that conversation in class. What's the difference? And then Mr. Shaw's point, does it even really matter?
Right.
No, it doesn't matter, but to help us better understand, that's kind of what I would do.
Right.
Okay, and so, let's see, what do I want to do? Our agenda says we discuss our strategies and activities, so we just discussed strategies and activities. We're gonna go back over this and do a, error analysis, doing bell work. Error analysis, doing bell work. For this student here who mastered it, when you make those groups, your tier 3, so for your tier 1 group, I will pull in what Mr. Stroder said earlier, the graphing. Because you need to push this student to get to that next level to see what's going on.
Right.
So while you're reviewing with the other group on the A's,
Let
the
them
code
play around with it in the
let them
calculator.
take it higher to the calculator. That way they're looking at the calculator. I'm not really writing anything. I'm just playing with figures on the calculator, trying to make what I'm working
Makes sense
out
for
makes
everything.
sense on the calculator.
Right.
Then that ties back to the standard, because the standard says I need to know how to look at it on a calculator and I need to know how to graph it on paper also.
Right.
So you're tying it back in both ways. Okay? Any questions with that? We clear?
Do we want to say, you mentioned that we wanted to decide when we wanna do this. I know my
Yes.
personal opinion would be to put it in with the same lesson, that bell work that you're talking about. The
Mhm.
same lesson when I start factoring polynomials is when I would like to do it.
Okay.
Well, I don't have a specific date for that yet, but, that's when I would like to do it. I think we'll be doing that. I will be doing it next week. So,
Well, week after next.
no, I'll be doing it next week.
Oh,
'Cause
okay,
they want-
never mind,
okay.
never mind.
My kids will be
never
doing
mind,
it next
never
week.
mind.
I may not be.
I got you,
My
never
kids
mind,
will be.
I forgot, I got you, I forgot you,
So you have to do it
I
next
got
week
you.
too?
Yeah, might as well.
Okay. So we'll
Well,
do it.
You'll probably do the week after that.
Yeah, I probably
Okay,
be the
next
week
week is for
after.
Schroeder. We'll say Duncan is the next week. I was gonna say something.
And then another thing that I like to do, like the little smalls, like the little small pieces, I like to hit those hard during my March Madness blitz. That's when I like to hit the
That'll be
small.
definitely
Yeah,
happen
that's,
because you have a much smaller group of students, so it
Right.
can be more individualized.
so yeah, that's when I like to reiterate and hit the small stuff, like, you know, real hard,
It's
real
coming.
quick.
And then when we get the IXL, you'll be able to hit it even harder.
Yeah.
It's coming.
Okay,
Just
yes,
hold
you'll
on.
explain to me later, I
Well,
don't
my-
like being in the
my
dark, you
legs-
guys understand that, right?
And then
So-
another thing about this
Is it an
standard,
I-40?
yeah,
Trust me, you won't be.
it's gonna be
How far
fine.
is it on I-40?
What's I-40, what?
You said it's coming, so I believe it's coming on through I-40 or
Oh.
maybe I-55.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's
Sometimes
good,
it's on that
that's good.
240 loop right
That's
now.
good.
Yeah.
That's
Still going around.
good.
Still going
That's
around.
good. So,
So
that's
this standard does come back up,
Yeah.
because as you know, because you gotta teach it in different types,
Yeah.
polynomial, exponential, so we're not really worried about it, it does come back up. But when it comes back up, now we know how to address the misconception on the
Right.
front end, so that when we teach it again, we'll kinda have it there. Okay, my last thing, and then I think we're done, when we do our student work, I want you guys to start doing, feedback. Okay, so we're gonna take the idea from ELA, cause I think it's great, and it's called praise, question, and suggest.
Okay.
So something the student did great,
Mhm.
let's praise them on it.
Okay.
So thank you for showing all the steps to solving this problem or something like that. And I gave you guys the handout that goes with it. So when we praise them, we provide specific positive constructive feedback, something that the writer did well, okay? Or something that the writer did well, okay? And that just kind of lets students know, oftentimes we don't tell them what they're doing right.
Right.
So, this time we can tell them, what they're doing right.
And I
it's
named it
just-
differently. For me, I call it, glows and grows.
Okay,
Yeah.
and that's the same thing.
Yeah.
Same
And
That's
then some
exactly
sentence
right.
stems that kind of help you. Again, it's kind of ELA, so just change, paragraph to
Mhm.
problem. All right, question. Ask them, I was wondering, what were you thinking when you started working the graph, but you didn't complete the graph?
Right.
What was your thinking there? Because you kind of want to engage in a conversation with the student
Right.
and get them thinking about what it is that, okay, what was I doing? Oh, I really didn't mean to put that 80, I meant to put this 8. So now you kind of get them to self-correct. And then a suggestion, maybe next time,
Try it, blah, blah, blah.
yeah, try it this way. Or, try working this out in pencil and not pen. I mean, that's pretty there. But again, sentence stems are here to kind of help guide your thinking. So we have these sticky notes, which are the big ones with the lines on it. So I didn't like to write on students' papers. I will write my suggestions on like a sticky note and then stick it on the paper. Or it's also effective if you're doing like your small group instruction and you see students doing something, you can kind of write them a note, slide it on their desk, and then you can keep moving. Write them a question, have them think about it, come back, hey, did you get a chance to answer my question I just asked? And then just kind of help them do it. So when we submit our student work on Mondays, okay, thank you. Include your sticky note. So include a copy of the sticky note.
Okay, now when you say include a copy of the sticky note, a sticky note to where I just show you what I asked the student or the conversation between me and the student, does the student reply back to me or
That's
they
your
just
PQS.
implement
Yeah,
it?
that's your
Okay.
PQS. Because hopefully they would reply reply back to you. But we
On
wouldn't have enough
paper
time.
or not a response?
Not a response.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, questions?
Yes,
I like that.
I think that is practically not possible for me in the sense because maybe I misunderstood the word. So if I don't note on that one and then I take a copy of this one, it won't be hard for me to like relate which feedback goes to which one or what.
It's based on student, so I don't.
Because I like to write on the same place where the
If you,
example.
if you decide
But
not,
that's a preference.
if you don't wanna use a sticky note,
Yeah.
you don't have to, nobody's forcing you to do a sticky note.
Yeah, you
For
can write on
example,
the
let me
paper.
see like, okay, how did you get this?
But if you ask me that question, how did you get this? I won't know what you're talking about. So more specifically, you could say,
Okay, that may not be the right feedback, but see,
Right.
means I'm writing like not enough word, again, but I wrote some word like in one or two students like.
and so
Just to
when you
reflect
write your questions, I want you to think about how is this question going to help the student think about my thinking?
Okay.
Because if you write a question, not enough work, well, maybe I didn't know the work to even put on the paper.
Right. Okay.
Maybe that's all the work that I can do. So when you say not enough, I'm not sure as a
Okay.
student what you would be talking about.
Okay.
But writing it on the paper
Let
is
me
fine.
see, did I took that picture or not? Whether I was like very much specific. I believe that was very much specific. I want to show that, but I don't think I took that picture. Okay. Sorry about that, but maybe next time I'll try to take that. But when I write on that one, and then when we come over here discussing, see just for example, I put a question mark over here, what after this, because this student didn't complete the word. How did this student know about this? It's not clear over here because they didn't write the geometric statement or theorem or possible, whatever they used it, or is it from the given statement? So it's not clear on that word. So that's how I like to put it. Because just for example here you see, now, how did you get this? No reason over here. Now here he wrote a reason over here, that's fine, but this is equal to what? It's not clear over here. What is this? So I like to put this kind of notation.
So my reason for wanting to push this with all ELA and math is because the feedback that we're giving students is not helping them to better understand their misconception or where they're making up.
No, when
Because if you gave me
put-
my paper with a question mark, you might as well put an X on and tell me it was wrong because they're both in the
No,
same
no. It's not like, okay, you are thinking this way, I'm grading this in your absence, and then I put it, I return to you, now you don't know. That makes sense to me. But I'm putting this in front of you, okay, you did this, and then I'm asking you, how did you get this? Why is this over here? Why it shouldn't be here? I'm talking to you as well as grading in front of you. So that's what I'm trying to do. And I say my students, I will not grade your work in your absence. I will grade your work in your presence. We'll have mutual conversation. Yeah, that takes time, but it's mutual conversation. It's live. Because a lot of things going on in my head. I say
Unless they come to my house, I'm not gonna be able to do that.
Oh,
Right, just like, yeah, I'm
I
trying
got
to
you.
do that.
But anyway, my
That's
thing
what
on
I'm
this,
doing now,
Mr. Shaw, I think right now what we're talking about, you're giving positive feedback. I think what she's asking for is more annotation of what you're saying, not just the
Okay.
question mark, stuff like that. She's not saying that you're doing anything wrong.
Mhm.
What she's
Right.
saying is that we need that annotation. If you're doing this
No, I'll
feedback
put it.
back and forth, that's what she's looking for
Okay.
is that feedback, not and.
No, I'll make it more clear.
Yeah.
It's not clear how I
And-
say that. Okay.
Mr. Shaw, Mr. Shaw.
I'm listening.
You got it? You ready? Okay. Okay. Alright. Move to stop. You good? Okay.
Alright, any questions about that? No. But just think about, but seriously, think about, you got your system, everybody has their